Hey, this hangout is on the air. Sorry, we got a few minutes behind there, but hopefully everybody can hear and see us now. Good afternoon or morning or evening or whatever time it is in your time zone. This is Len Mooney, as most of you know, and today we have an extra special guest. We have Angel Balichowski with us, and I'm not going to waste any time. Come on out and say hi, Angel.
Hi, hey guys, good to see you all. Thank you for having me here, Len.
Oh, no, it's always a pleasure. I love having you. And let us know in the chat if you can understand. Angel's voice sounds a little crackly to me, and I'm not sure what we can do to try to clean it up. But let me know in the chat if you're having trouble understanding Angel. Now, Angel, we have a couple people here that are pretty new, so I thought maybe we'd rewind a little bit and just start at the beginning. And also, you put up a post in Facebook today about hope. Tina says it's crackly, but I can hear her. Yeah, that's consistent with my interpretation too. So I guess we'll just put up with crackly, and as long as we can understand. But
that's nice. Too bad too, because you know what? I could put my mic on just a second. Maybe that'll help. Give me a bit of here because I can just hook this up. Just 1 second.
Okay.
My son went and stuck Play-Doh all over my mic, so I'm hoping it will absorb the sound. So I have to wait for it to like dry out so that I can like poke it all through. It's one of those blue microphones. It's like not something he should have been putting Play-Doh all over, but
he put Play-Doh on what?
He put Play-Doh all over my microphone, like right in here, like in the. Yeah. So is it better?
Okay. Well, that might be part of the problem. I don't know.
No, I didn't have it in, but is this better now?
Nope, it's about the same.
Shoot. All right. I don't know why.
Hey, well, why don't we go back and there's a couple of people here at least that don't know much about you. I thought we'd just start at the beginning and chat a little bit about your background and where you've come from, because you've made an amazing journey. And I know a little bit of it, but what would you like to share with us? What can you share with us?
For sure. I've been in like a 4-year journey now into this industry. I came across it just shortly after my dad had passed away from cancer, from lung cancer. And it was a destructive time in our life, massive tragedy. I was really lost. I was really feeling hopeless. I didn't really understand. Yeah, I know, right, Laura? I didn't really understand why this was happening. And my friend had emailed me one day. I was sitting in my church parking lot and I looked at an email, and my friend had emailed me about these health and wellness products that she was marketing. And she was in a different city, and I emailed her back and I said, hey, Christy, do you think that I could sell this in my city too? And she answered me back and she was like, well, actually, and she sent me her link. And it was the first network marketing video that I sat down and watched, and I fell in love, but at the same time, I was like, oh no, I'm going to become one of those people. And I was like, do I really want to be one of those people? So I spent 7 nights researching for like 3 hours a night after the kids went to bed about this industry, and whether it was what I thought it was or if it was this cool company that I was taking a look at. And so after much contemplation and, being a stay-at-home mom at that time, I just had Jace. He was like 6 months old. I didn't want to spend $500 US, right? I'm Canadian. That's like $750 for me. So it was a big leap of faith. But I did it. I did it without even using the products. I just knew that I wanted to be home and I was going to figure out a way to do that. I had been doing like surveys and transcription and things that were paying me just pennies. And I was sacrificing my kids because to do transcription from home, you have to be available. Like, it's a job. And so I started the company. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't have to go back to work. I ended up having to go back to the law firm. I worked at a law firm, and I would work evenings. They were very accommodating for me. And so I was doing the law firm. They were letting me work from home a bit. I was trying to build the business, and I was sucking at it. I didn't get anywhere with it. People bought some products and used some of the weight loss, but I did not build a business here, and I didn't know how to build online. So I was trying to build local. And I never lost faith in it. And so then I went from that company, I went to another company, and then from that company, I went to another company, and then from that company, I went to another company. And the company that I went to at that point, I went more for the leadership. I went for the coaching, and it still just wasn't right. It just wasn't fitting. I was working my butt off. I had taken all the coaching. I knew what to do, but it wasn't working. Hi, Jackson. And I didn't know what was wrong. What was wrong with me? Why weren't people joining me? And then I got into mindset. And I realized that the reason people weren't joining me was because I didn't have very much self-worth whatsoever. Even though I'd been through so much growth in this industry, I didn't go through personal growth enough. And so I really had to do some in-depth personal things. We had, we had a tragedy happen in our home with my husband. He was out of work. We were just scraping by. It was like one of the darkest, most devastating times of my life. And that was probably about a year before, no, was it a year? It was October 2014. I got laid off from the law firm. Then my husband had an accident at home, put him out of work for 9 months, 10 months. And then, so we basically had zero income and had been surviving on credit cards before that because we'd always said I would stay home as much as possible. So we were like in the darkest financial time, darkest emotional time. I literally was like trembling every single day. I was just a mess. And I never gave up because I knew what God spoke about me. And I knew that with my faith that I could lean on him. And so that was the point in my life where I literally was like, okay, God, I can't even, if I had the choice, I wouldn't even, get up today. But I need you to take this all because I physically can't handle it, And I probably in like 3 months put on like 20 pounds because my stress level was through the roof. It was crazy. So anyways, long story long, I ended up going through a lot of mindset, leaning on God, listening to God's voice in my life, giving it to him, letting him direct me, letting him bring the right people into my life, taking a leap of faith and stepping out in courage so many times, doing things that scared the crap out of me, but doing them because I knew that I needed to do them to keep going. I knew that I had to look beyond and I couldn't look in my current circumstances or else I'd crash. And so then he just brought me so many amazing opportunities. And this last year and a half has just been an incredible transformation, an incredible turn of events. And it has been me living out the story that I've heard so many of my mentors speak to me, that they keep going because this is what's going to happen. And when you're in that dark time, you're like, easy for you to say because you're on the other side of that. And I mean, now looking back, it's not really easy for them to say because they did go through it, and so people can understand that. But coming out of it, it's like you can now take that and speak into so many people's lives to tell them to keep going through. And that's why that post today, like that was part of my story, because it's like there were times where I wanted to give up all hope. There were times where my days were dark and I was on the floor in a ball crying. And nobody knew. Nobody in the online world knew that any of this was going on. I was just seen as some person pursuing her dream. Meanwhile, my world was crumbling. So that's me. That was long. Sorry.
No, it's not long. It's not long. It's. I don't think there's anybody out there in the listening audience that would think that was long. I mean, it's a phenomenal story. It's a phenomenal journey, and it's. For the people that are listening, for the people that are struggling, for the people that are, and I know that there's probably a couple people out there that are in dark times right now, because I know pretty much everybody on here, and it's a message of hope, it's a message of encouragement. And
well, yeah, and it doesn't mean that every day that I wake up, my day life is amazing. My life is amazing right now because there are things in my life that keep me going even when I'm having a hard day. I'm still going through things. Of course, you don't come out of that. You don't just switch out of that life, right? But I am full of hope and joy, and I am full of God's love, and I am full of my vision, and I'm full of what we're all working on together, which is just enough to make you get up every morning and jump and scream and say, thank you, God, hallelujah. So, and I love you guys. Thank you for writing that. But yeah, so it is. I mean, you have to have hope every day, right? Your faith needs to guide you every single day.
yes, you do. And all of us, this. Everyone who grows in this business goes through these times of despair. I mean, I mean, I don't know if the word's despair. Maybe it is. It's, what am I doing here? Why am I getting up today? What was the reason?
Yeah. Yeah, and why does everybody else's life look so awesome and mine sucks, right? That's how I used to always feel. Like, why, how come everybody else looks happy? And I realized everybody isn't happy. Everybody might look happy, but they're all living in some sort of situation, right? Or if they're out of that, then they're blessing the people who need the help.
Yeah. It's an awesome story. And what's this? Congratulations on Larry's escape. What did Larry escape from?
He escapes the dark side.
Do we have Larry here today, or do we have the evil Lawrence? Hey, you know, before we go on any further, let me just tell you folks out there in chat land that anyone who has questions for Angel, put them in the chat. Anyone, in a few moments, I'm going to make an offer for anyone who wants to come over and interact with us live. You're welcome. We can have a party over here for a few minutes. So anyone who would like to come on over, just let me know, and I'll bring you across. I'm going to switch gears here. I mean, Angel has an awesome story, and we could keep talking about it for a very long time. But the reality is that we all go through tough times. Every one of us has been through, and I know you have, Angel. I know some of the background, and so every one of us has gone through times when we were stressed to the point financially where, yeah, curling up on the floor and crying seemed like a reasonable thing to do because it didn't look like there were any other options, right?
Yeah. Well, and I learned a lot from one voice that I hear in my head all the time. One time I heard Ray Higdon say something. He said, it's not like bad things don't still happen to me. It's the amount of attention that I give to the emotions that are attached to those bad things. And so even the other day, I had something happen where I could have gone one way, and I gave it about 30 seconds of my attention. And I've started declaring, when things happen to you, and I don't know if I think everybody here is of faith, but just declaring that God's going to pay you back 10 times whatever someone's either taking away from you emotionally or financially or whatever. And that, just declaring that victory in every situation and not allowing that situation to have your emotions anymore. And so when Ray said that, I thought, that's right. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember that my situation is only as powerful as the emotion that I give to it and as long as I will. So there's always a way out of every situation, and we've got to claim that victory every single moment of our day.
Well, it's not just that there's a way out. It's everything is really how we look at it. If we look at the dark side, then that's where we are. But if we search for the good in it, if we search for the message, if we search for the growth, if we search for the thing that's gonna make it better for us, we can find it.
That's right.
It's really all between your ears. It's the way we look at things. It's like Wayne Dyer says: if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have an awesome story. Hey, I promised the folks, and you and I chat a little bit about this. I'd like to switch gears if I can. Last week, I was doing some training on the Legendary Lounge and on the Partner Pro system, and some questions were cropping up that I wasn't sure that I knew the answers to, and so. Can we pick your brain and clarify some things that are going on?
For sure.
Yeah, and I actually have a list of written questions here. So let's start with the Shift Up Team training site. Who is allowed to be in that site? Originally, I thought that was for the people that were in PCI. But it appears that his role has broadened now. And
no, the Shift Up member site has always been for every Shift Up member. The PCI is only available to people who are registered for the PCI. So within the Shift Up members area, there is a PCI recording, but it's only available to the people that had registered for it. So but the member site is open for all Shift Up members.
Okay. So how does somebody, and actually specifically Larry, this is your question. Larry is not he cannot find his login or password and doesn't know where to go look for it. And so how does he either get a new login or password or find his old one, or where would he,
you can do a forgot password. I just don't know the URL off the top of my head. Let me see if I can find it here.
The problem, Angel's login name.
Oh, but it would be
He's got to have a
attached to the email. He would have attached to the email. Can he not enter the email? If he does a forgot password, you should be able to enter the email that you would have sent to Jody at the time that you needed registration, and then it should send a forgot password to that email.
Okay. Will it also send his login name? Doesn't he have to have a login name to get to that page?
Yeah, it'll send all of that to him. There's actually a post in the Shift Up team. I don't know if you saw it, but Jody had done a post where if you're having trouble getting into the members area, if you don't have your login information, there was actually a post that she did about that. So I can tag you guys in that and see if that helps. And then if there is any problem, just message Jody and let her know. But then he'll have to use a different email because she'll have to re-register him with a different email.
Okay. So, Larry, does that take care of your question? And is there anybody else who's having any issues or questions about the membership site?
Hey, there we go. Thanks, Laura.
So he doesn't need his login name to get there, huh, Laura?
No, he should just need the email that he would have used at the time to get registered. And then if that doesn't work, then message Jody, because maybe he didn't get in for some reason. Was he in at some point and now all of a sudden can't?
You know what? I don't know the answer.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, so that's the Shift Up membership site. Does anyone else have any questions about the Shift Up membership site and how to get into it? And I'll rather than spend the time looking at it, we'll just wait and see if anything goes up with the chat.
Okay, so if you were never in the site, then just message Jody your name and email and let her know you need access to the Shift Up members and who your sponsor is, and she'll get you in there.
Okay. So I think he messaged Jody a few days ago and didn't get a reply back.
They've been very busy this week. They're handling a few things, so yeah, it'll probably be this weekend or so. Just sit tight, and I'm sure she'll get you in right away.
Okay. All right. So, okay, so patience is the name of the game.
That's right.
Okay. All righty. Where's Jace?
He's behind me. Well, behind the computer. In front of me, behind the computer.
Is that him singing?
It is. He's singing to one of his shows.
Is he going to come over and say hi to us?
I don't know. Do you want to come say hi, Jace? He's no. He's been shy ever since Phoenix. I don't know. It's like that desert air, I don't know, fried something out of him.
Okay. Tools Rock and the Partner Pro system. What is Tools Rock?
Well, I don't really know the difference between Tools Rock and Partner Pro. I think Tools Rock is just the company that manages Partner Pro for us. I have no idea. But I know that when you go to the Partner Pro system, you're all of a sudden going to talk like on a Tools Rock site. So somehow those two communicate together, and I don't know the connection.
Okay, so not to worry, nothing very important, though.
No, nothing we need to know anything about.
Okay. What? Okay. Jackson says Tools Rock is the platform name.
There you go. Thank you, Jackson. I'm not a details person. I just go with it.
So what funnels are okay to use now? Are we?
Yeah, we can use all of them. You can create a funnel for any of them. The ones that have an attached autoresponder right now are the closing magnet and the silent soak. So those ones have the automated autoresponders going out. For the other ones, you can create whatever you want. You can use any of those pages. You can have them redirect to a different link. You can, if you're at the $49.99, you can edit them as needed. So yeah, they're all ready to go. And if you're not at the level where you can add in your autoresponders, what I've been recommending to people is just start emailing those people, make it a habit, schedule it every day to start emailing your list, because that's just like having a list, right? So for people who are able to do so, I don't want it to confuse anybody, but I think for anybody that is confused by that, just stick with closing magnet and silent soak. That it's good enough.
And are those emails working now? Is everything working, or is it still being dealt with?
I think there's a few tweaks here and there as we're going through, right? Because we're getting to certain parts of the autoresponder series, but you know, I don't think it's perfect yet, but I think Jody had said by the end of November we should be. For me, it's perfect enough. Yeah, I mean, they're getting some valuable information, and it's really about developing that relationship with them after they're in your funnel. So I don't worry too much about the autoresponders, because I'm making a point of talking to these people, reaching out to them, letting them know that I'm a real person, and saying, you know, if you want any more information, let's connect, let's get on the phone. So that's the whole point. So we don't want to be too dependent on the autoresponders where we don't take some action ourselves, because these are leads. Like when we talk about getting leads, these are your own personal leads, and so you want to talk to them, and you want to build that relationship.
Most of them, how are you talking to them? So, because what I'm finding, for me at least so far, most of them are coming through. Of course, they don't have phone numbers, and at least in several of the ones that I've gotten, the email address doesn't match their Facebook email address, so I can't find them on Facebook. So how are you finding them to talk to them?
Well, I'm emailing them back through the email that I'm using for Tools Rock or Partner Pro, whatever you want to call it. That the email that's in there, I'm emailing them personally from that email. And so with the closing magnet people, a lot of my closing magnet people are filling out the home business assessment, so I'm really contacting them to set up that time. But other people, I'm just emailing them to say, hey, this is Angel. Just wanted to let you know I saw you opted in. Want to make sure you get access to the Legendary Lounge. And I want to make sure that you see that there's the home business assessment if you want to grab that. And then the silent soak, I'm referring them to things like my Organic Mommy page, letting them know that there's extra content over there, getting them in my world, adding those people to my existing autoresponder list for the Organic Mommy so that they become part of that community, and make it more about the products with them.
Okay. Can you see the chat?
I can.
So Tina, we just went over that, but we'll go back over it. I think hi, Christy. I didn't know you were on. Hey. We know Christy's on. Talk about entering with a splash.
Right. Yeah, Tina, we can use those two, but you can use any of the other ones. Now, I don't know what the $19.99 level looks like. I'm not sure which level you're at, but if you're I'm at the $49.99, and what I can see is we can go in and we can grab any of those other pages. We can redirect the link. Like, say if you wanted to share the essential oils page, you can have that redirect to your exact shopping site. You could have it redirect to one of those other pages with the video. You can get creative now with what you want to do. I have that work at home. Mama, hey, Christy, it's so good to see you here. I have one of those work at home moms, the one that says I don't sacrifice my family or whichever. I already had a funnel set up where people who are looking to work with me went to. So what I did is I replaced that with this one, and it redirects to my presentation that I use. So anybody can record a quick presentation. If anybody needs the slides, I can send them to you, or you can just do a quick video where you share information like we had on the Organoblitz call. Videotape yourself. Videotape. Wow. Record.
Wow. You're not that old.
I am, but you can just record yourself. You know, take a video of yourself saying what's in that script. Share it, make it more personal, so you can have people opt in to work with you. They see that video, you get the email notification that somebody's interested in your business, and it's a great way to make contact with people. So yeah, we can use any of them back there right now.
Okay, I missed something there. What you said that there was a video that you're using that you could send to somebody? Did I miss? Is that what I heard? Or?
I recorded the Shift App presentation that I do. I recorded it and I uploaded it. Sorry, fruit fly. I uploaded it to to YouTube. So I just send them, and I've optimized that YouTube so that they can click through and join right away if they want to, that kind of thing, right? But I mean, you could have them opt in to that work from home, and then link out to sixfigureslive.com. So then they have to register for that. You know, you can keep it super simple without having to do anything yourself, but it's just a way for you to start getting these leads. And then so you will know that somebody is registering for that webinar. You can reach out to them and say, just wanted to make sure you got registered for the webinar. It's going to be happening live, and you know, I'd love to talk with you afterwards. What? No, I'm not getting a game right now. Not right now. After I'm done, okay? Right after I'm done. Well, bring it to me so I know what it is.
What do you want?
He wants a game.
Oh, he's so cute. He's such a cute kid.
I'm not getting it now, but you can show me what it is. Yeah, he's good. He lets me get a lot done.
So what the point is on the other funnels, the funnels that don't have any email autoresponder, you can generate your own email and have an automatic email going out to the people, and that email can even have a video on it.
Exactly.
So that's now I'm gonna admit the same thing. I don't honestly know. I have to go look if that's available at the $19.99 level, or you got to be at the $49 level to have that capability. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will go research that, and I'll let you know what level you have to be at to do that. And not to divert, but for anyone who's interested in it, I have the recording of the corporate webinar also that I did 2 weeks ago. Same one Jackson did last night. Jackson, we were going to have a contest today. We were going to vote to see if I did a better job or you did a better job, but I'm not going to vote because hands down, you did a better job. You know, what you did, the webinar was awesome last night, buddy. Just want to tell you that. Really awesome. I learned something about doing webinars from you last night, Jackson. So if if they ever let me do it again, I'll do a better job. Hey, we're past the top of the hour, and that's all right. Angel, do you have a few more minutes? I got a few more questions here.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, the Legendary Lodge. So there seems to be some confusion. Oh no, I didn't, Jackson. No, not at all. Hey, there seems to be some confusion. Who qualifies for the membership in the Legendary Lodge?
Well, I mean, anybody on the Shift Up team. And then the people who are obviously being able to add people are the people who are using the Partner Pro system. So if you're not sharing the closing magnet, we cannot add anybody. They have to go through the closing magnet. You still need to let Jody know who your people are, but you have the ability, if you can find them on Facebook or if you can connect with them prior to, if you want to add them to the group, it'll say like Sue Smith was added by Len Mooney, and it'll show as pending, but I can see that you added her, so I'll know that she came through the closing magnet, and I'll click that and approve her. But Jody still needs to know who is coming through because she is sort of, you know, they're controlling who's able to come in and not. But it has to be through, as long as they came through closing magnet, then it's fine.
Not any of the other funnels, just closing magnet.
Right, yeah.
Because I thought what we were doing is taking a screenshot of the leads in Partner Pro.
But just the leads for closing magnet.
Okay, so we have to do a sort on them and just get the closing magnet ones.
Yeah, that's right.
Gotcha. Okay, that was not clear to me. My bad on that.
No, that's fine.
So does everybody understand that? People have to come in through the closing magnet in order to qualify for the Legendary Lounge. Is that fully understood? I hope. If there's any questions, throw them up. Yeah, there was another question that came up last week. I think you might have just touched on it, but the only person approving people right now into the Legendary Lodge is Jody.
Yeah, and I'm approving some people that are being added by certain team members where that team member has reached out to me and said, you might be expecting so-and-so. She's come through the closing magnet, and they let me know. They show me that they're in their lead. So I do have a bit control with my personal team, but overall, Jody has control over who's coming in.
Okay. And Laura asked the question, and not every person should be added, right? Shouldn't they be qualified?
Qualified basically is coming through the closing magnet. You know, as long as they've either requested access or you've reached out to them and said, you know, I'm going to add you to the Legendary Lounge, you know, that's part of this. And then if they don't like it, they can leave. But you can, you know, add that person to the group. You can go in and add, and it'll say invited by so-and-so. So they get the invite, and then that's when Jody approves it.
Okay. Alrighty. And then, what's your take or opinion on the best way to sort of keep tabs on everything that's going on? And let me try to clarify what I mean by that. In fact, Mary Ellen was just live on Legendary Lounge. I don't know if she still is or not, but right before we started this webinar, she was live on the Legendary Lounge. I didn't know that. I missed a call. I missed a call Thursday night that Doug was doing. How can people be sure that they're getting notifications for everything that's going on in the lives in the Legendary Lounge and the calls and et cetera?
Right, when you're in, for the Legendary Lounge, when you're in there, on the cover photo is notifications, and probably right now it's checked off saying highlights, and then so you'll get notifications once there's a post that people are being active on. But if you click all posts, then everything that goes on in that lounge, you will have a notification for right when it's happening. Doug is going to be live in there every Monday and Wednesday night at 9:45 Eastern. That's his schedule. And then there's no real schedule for what Mary Ellen and I are doing, but you will get notifications when we are live in there so that you can either interact while we're doing it or know that it's in there to watch the recording.
And what about Shift Up? How can people be sure they're getting all the notifications?
Same thing. You would want to, in that group, make sure that you have all posts on notifications. That way, anytime anybody's posting in there, we really want to have that anyways, because if somebody's welcoming a member, we all want to get in there as soon as possible. So if I see Len posted in the Shift Up, I want to click on that to see what you're posting, because either you're asking a question, you're asking for a three-way, or you're welcoming somebody into the group, and we want to all be on top of that because that's our responsibility as a team. So you want to have all notifications on for that group as well, and then make sure that you're checking. And I know the notifications can get crazy because no one's people, but you can actually turn off notifications for a post. So if you've welcomed somebody, you can go up to that post once you've welcomed them, and you can go up to that post and you can turn notifications off, so that then once the other 50 people come in and welcome them, you're not getting a notification every single time. You can turn it off for that post.
Okay, got it. Cool. That's my list. That's my list. Does anybody else have anything else they'd like to ask Angel while we've got her for a few more minutes here? And Angel, do you have anything you'd like to say to the group?
I just think, I know there's been some confusion because we've added so many things in the last little while, but these are all kind of the things that were being put together so that we will have massive duplication on this team. So right now, I think the main focus is just sharing this message with people, like just keeping it that simple. And so either you're like, oh, I really want to use the funnel system, so I'm going to focus on sharing my silent soak funnel with people. Or you're focused on talking to entrepreneurs and you want to share the closing magnet and build your list that way. Or you're like, forget it. All of that is way too confusing. I don't even know how it's working. I'm just going to stick to standard prospecting and do the simple steps that are in our prospecting magnet. And, picking one thing, just the same as, we've heard so many times, picking one thing, doing that one thing for 30 days, getting results from that one thing. If it doesn't work in 30 days, move on to something else because it's not working. If you get a few leads, if you find that you're consistently getting leads and you're building up that momentum, then scale that up. Take what you're doing, and instead of doing that maybe twice a day, do that 4 times a day and scale that up. And then once you're comfortable and you're building your team and things are happening for you, then add something else in. I just think I did this when I first started, and I tried to be everywhere. You know, I tried to do everything, and I wanted to be, people were having success on Instagram, and people were having success on Twitter, and people were having success on Facebook, and people were sharing links, and they were sharing webinars, and it was just like, oh my gosh. And then you don't focus on anything. And so just pick what you like. Every time I'm coaching with my team, it's like, well, what do you like to do? What do you actually enjoy doing? Because I do believe that we're able to market the way that we actually like to, and that our passion comes through way more clear. There's no resistance from the other side if you're actually doing what you like to do. If I went and tried to force myself to Snapchat today, it would go horrible because I don't want to Snapchat. I don't like Snapchat. I don't get it, you know, and I haven't studied it, and I don't want to use it right now, so I'm not going to. I can leave that world alone and stick with what I do know how to do, you know. So we're too early in the stage right now to be worrying about having to do everything. We just gotta build this depth and get this going.
So there you go. For the people that are sort of new to this game or trying to figure out what to do, the right answer is pick one thing that you like to do and learn to do it well.
Yep. Master it. Be that person that knows that and teach that to your team.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Hey, what can I say? Always love to have you. I really appreciate you being here, Angel.
I appreciate being on. Thanks so much for the invite.
Yeah, well, you know, we'd love to have you. We really do. Does anybody else have any last thing they'd like to ask while you've got a chance? Your chance is going to go away real quick here now. So this is it. We're going to let Angel get back to Jace. We got to get a game for Jace, right?
That's right. Thank you, Laura.
Can Jace hear me?
No, he's got headphones on.
Oh, okay. I'm sad that we didn't get to see him today. It's always fun to see Jace.
Yeah, he's fun. Hey, Jackson, thank you. Thank you for being here, guys.
Are you bringing him to Las Vegas in March, or do you not know yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be bringing them again.
Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right. Hey, well, that's it. It looks like there's no more questions. Everyone loved it, I'm sure. Thank you so much, Angel. We really appreciate you. And I'm just going to go ahead and shut it on down. We're going to stop.
All right.
All right.
Thanks so much, guys. I love you.
Love you too, Angel. Bye for now.
Bye. God bless.